Dr. Siegel just happened to come right into the studio, and I'm glad you're here because we have been hearing that maybe Prince died from the flu. 57-year-old guy, probably otherwise in good health. Could that actually happen?
Absolutely. And one of the things that makes me suspicious of that, Gretchen, is that he had a plane making an emergency landing and was taken to the hospital suffering from the flu. He reportedly had the flu for 3 weeks, which is a long time. And I want to tell people out there that the flu is one of what we call a great enabler. What does it enable? Pneumonia is number one. In 1918, half the people who died from the flu actually died from pneumonia. So you got to wonder if he was battling pneumonia, if the hospital sent him out treating him for pneumonia and then it got worse. He also had a seizure disorder. He had epilepsy since he was a child. What medications was he on to suppress the seizures that could also have suppressed breathing? Well, one other thing is that the risk of heart attack when you have the flu increases by 2 to 3 times, and he was 57.
What we've been reporting before you got here, Dr. Siegel, was that Prince had said that he, through divine intervention, had been cured of epilepsy, and I don't know if kids sometimes grow out of that disorder as well. But
Very good point.
The other interesting thing is that he apparently went to a dance show, you know, the next night after he made that emergency landing in Illinois and went to the hospital for 3 hours. So when you're suffering with a bad bout of the flu, can it be debilitating at one moment and the next you feel okay?
It can be episodic. And you know, you also brought to mind something I haven't mentioned yet, which is when you're on a plane, there's also the risk of blood clots. And there's also the risk of blood clots when you're suffering from the flu and you're in bed for 3 weeks. That would explain the suddenness of this. And again, I don't have any of these answers. Pneumonia comes to my mind. Blood clots, pulmonary embolus, blood clot to the lung is a possibility, and heart attack. All of these things can cause sudden death.
He must have been very ill on that plane coming home from Atlanta to stop in Illinois, because we've been discussing for the last 40 minutes how private he was. For him to just land in Illinois in the middle of nowhere potentially and go to a hospital and have the press start wondering why is Prince, you know, at the hospital. I know there's medical records, it's supposed to be confidential, but we also know there's leaks. He must have been really ill to land that plane and go to a hospital.
Because the flu, 9 times out of 10, is not treated in the hospital. You only go to the hospital for the flu if you have a very bad case. Now, there's over 100,000 hospitalizations a year from flu, but those are the really bad cases. And they didn't keep him that long. Again, people are going to say, did they keep him long enough? Did he have a secondary problem that they were either treating or not?
Or maybe he left, though, on his own. Does that happen? I mean, can a person at a hospital say, I feel better?
Absolutely. And someone like Prince would be one of those people that might say that, because he isn't somebody that liked to be kept down. As you said, he was already out dancing.